What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with the overall market very briefly. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So on SPY, we're going to be looking for a very, very big test. We had this nice pump over here, so we basically have kind of like a left shoulder ahead. We had that big pump, and then we're going to see, are we about to make a lower high and then reject, or do we break the highs and continue to push? I'll be watching these levels very closely. Now, with our economic calendar, we just had the JOLTS job openings report. Everything was very close to expectations. I think the market's trying to push just a little bit. However, the question is, can we take out the all-time high and keep going to new highs? This actually wasn't the all-time high. This was close to the all-time high. Can we take out this high and go for all-time highs and maybe even new ones? Or do we push a little bit and then reject, making another lower high, which could be indicative of more chop and then eventual downside? That's another big possibility. We're looking for the possibility of also like a left shoulder here ahead, and then maybe like a right shoulder, which could lead to rejection as time goes on. So I'll be watching for that. We could push a little bit higher for like the 685s, but watch and see if we get a big rejection and we get back below 683. If we make a lower high, that could be a sign of the right shoulder and a rejection. On the QQQ, we're trying to push it, but we're back at 625, but we're not doing the best of jobs at breaking out of it. Also, I'm looking for the possibility of a left shoulder head, which is like a double top, and then a right shoulder. This is the left shoulder head, and then this is like the right shoulder. We're going to see if we could break 629 to be more bullish. If we come short, we could consolidate and look for a rejection back down to 618. On the IWM, we're going to see if we break 252.5. If we don't, we could be looking for 250. On ES, we also have a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We're going to see if 68.65 holds. If not, we could be returning to 68.42. On NQ, there's a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We're going to see if we could break past 25,700. If we don't, we could still turn back down to 25,534. Bitcoin pumped back up to 94,000, but there's some tough resistance there. If we don't break that, we're turning back down to 90,600. On Tesla, we're trying to push a bit, which is great. Tesla's making a nice recovery move. There's also a gap to fill, which could take us back up to 455. However, keep in mind, Tesla could also be making a lower high relative to 460. If we make a lower high and we can't break 460, we could push to like 455 and then reject and turn down with the market. So be careful. But for now, it could push. Nvda pumped and dumped. We're looking for support at 184. If that fails, we're looking for 182 or below. Appl is consolidating right here. We have resistance around 278 and 280, and we have support down here at 275. However, there is the possibility of a left shoulder ahead and then a right shoulder on Appl. So if we can't get back above 280 on Appl, there's going to be a risk of consolidation and a rejection, and we could be returning to like 275 over time. I see a risk of that. Palantir has a double top rejection, could be looking for 178 all over again. AMD is consolidating. We're kind of flat right now. We were trying to bounce with Nvidia, especially with the changes to Chinese regulation, but I'm going to be looking for 224 to see if we get a rejection. Coinbase kind of pumped towards 284 and turned back down. We're looking for 273 to see if that holds. Amazon's making lower highs. We need to see if 229 holds. If not, we're looking for 225. Meta is rejecting. We're going to see if 658 holds. If not, we're looking for 645 as our targets. Google, however, is looking more bullish, holding 317. We could be looking for 320. And then Microsoft has a double top projection looking for 478 or 487, excuse me. So for now, we're going to see if the VIX breaks out. This has been trying to push so far. We're going to see if it dips and bounces. We're seeing an attempt to break out of this bullish falling wedge. As long as 16.5 holds, this could bounce for like 17.62 in the future. For now, I see potential in the VIX. So I'm seeing a lot of sideways price action SPY in the QQQ, but we're watching for the possibilities of head and shoulders on SPY and the QQQ as there is some downside risk. We could push a little bit higher for the short term. We could retest like 685 if possible on SPY. But then if we make a lower high compared to the highs we saw on Friday and even yesterday, this could be a head and shoulders on SPY, and we could be looking for a big rejection below 682. And then on the QQQ, the same thing could be developing if we don't break out of the 625s. This could also be a left shoulder head and then a possible right shoulder, taking us back down. So we'll see if that happens. Thank you for listening, and peace out.